Coming to you from Portland, Oregon. It's an all new edition of the El Grando Show. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, it's good to be back. It's good to be back home. Yeah, so I have a good show. It's not great. It's not gonna be the greatest show I've done, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Okay, so just gonna pour myself a beer so I can get the show started. So, like I always start the show, hope everybody's well, hope everybody's safe. I hope you're checking in on loved ones and trying to find a path, trying to find some kind of routine or, some kind of something to help out your mental health because right now I think that's what we're all going to deal with, moving forward, just trying to process what this past year and because it's a lot to digest. It's almost too much to handle for most people, and I am definitely in that category of not the best not the best mentally right now, mentally health check wise, but I deal the best I can, and I have certain things I like to do to help out, and like exercise and definitely, hanging out with my dog is definitely helps me out. With all that, but I feel that, a lot of people put a lot of unnecessary stress, on themselves. And I'm definitely one of them. Like, it almost seems like, it's just like, good times end too fast. And like, it seems like, sometimes that the bad times are going to last forever. And so you have to find your pleasures where you can. That's a soprano quote. But it may, it definitely makes sense to me, because I definitely, I don't always see the glass half empty or half full, and so yeah, I do have certain exercises that I like to do, and so yeah, here we are. We are in June. Here we are. I also would like to start the show with an impression. So here, let me just cheers to everybody though first. Cheers, everybody. That's good. I want to start the show with an impression. So this is Andre the Giant and the Princess Bride. Andre the Giant, Princess Bride. Okay. Hello, lady. No, that's terrible. I know it's terrible. I just love that guy. I just love Andre the Giant in that movie. It's one of the best movies ever made, and I nearly shit my pants when I found out who the fucking what's the name? The guy from Homeland there, Andy Patinkin. Andy Patinkin was the guy. Was the fucking hello. My name is Juan Paula Montana. You killed my father. That's the guy. This is the same guy, and I can't fucking believe it. I didn't even put two and two together. But The Princess Bride is great. And Andre the Giant, if it's crazy. Some people are never gonna. There's never gonna be another Andre the Giant in my lifetime, which is crazy, right? You're like, there's some people who are never gonna like witness anything like that again. It's like fucking unicorn. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's once in a lifetime guy. You know, it's just, you know, I think he was 8 foot. I think he was 8 feet tall, right, and like more than 300 pounds. But he was just agile as fuck. And like, there's documentaries now, and people can still Google him. But he's just like one of those like forgotten characters that are just gonna get forgotten in time. Because nobody really gives a shit. You know, nobody's gonna care about Andre the Giant in 10 years. There's like some hardcore. Yeah, he was 7'4", and he was 520 pounds. His shoe size was 58. That can't be right. Jesus. But yeah, he was a mountain of a man. Yeah, he was just an enormous person. But I think people aren't gonna appreciate like him like anymore, because like you can appreciate his size, but he was more than that. Like, he was like, you can't just be big and make it, to where he made it, like to be an icon, you know bigger than life, got kind of persona. And it's sad. It's sad. Honestly, I'm thinking about it way too much right now, but it is sad because I know people are gonna forget him. And it makes me sad. Honestly, it makes me sad because he was a great. I mean, he's a fucking man. All right, so we're just gonna get right into it. So last time, my last show, I was talking a little bit about Latino hospitality, or Mexican hospitality to be more specific, and I touched on it a little bit, on my last show, but so yeah, so you definitely, I mean, if you're a guest in a house of Mexicans, you are gonna get fed really good, okay, and like I said, you get the remote. You can pretty much do whatever you want as long as you're not fucking, cooking meth in the bathroom. But anything else you can do, as long as you respect the house, you pretty much can get away with whatever you want to do. You want to go out till fucking 3 a.m, come home, you'll probably get some breakfast. It's like that. There'll probably be food for you when you get home. And also, if you are a guest of a relative, of a Latino relative, you can stay as long as you want for vacation. Like, you can stay literally for 2-3 months at a time. And I mean, on rare occasions, you can even move there. But if you are a guest, I mean, it's kind of pushing it. I know it's pushing it, but you can theoretically stay on vacation at relatives for 30 to 60 days and have no problems. I mean, eventually you're going to have to, buy groceries. Eventually, you're gonna have to pitch in to buy groceries and like stupid shit, you know. But you can do it, and it sounds weird for some people. I know that's gonna sound real weird for some people. Like some people are not gonna understand it, but if you're visiting relatives, um, you can stay on vacation. If you're visiting relatives for vacation, you can stay for a good chunk of time and not worry about it, not worry about anything. I mean, you know, uh, I almost think that it's weird for some people to grasp the fact that, we don't stay in hotels when we visit, you know, like, you will have a packed house, relatives coming from everywhere, and find a fucking comfy spot on the floor, find a comfy piece of the carpet, and you'll get a pillow and a blanket, that's for sure. If you get a couch, you're lucky. If you get a bed, you're lucky. But this is where you're gonna stay. So yeah, it's a big deal, and I think I do find it. I do find it sometimes, and it just makes me feel so comfortable, and it makes me feel like I'm home. Because I know that if the situations were reversed and they were staying at any one of my relatives, they would pretty much the same thing would happen. They would, it would be cool for them to just, hang out, drink, eat, be yourself, hey, let loose a little bit, blow off some steam if you need to, whatever. There's probably something you can do. Go hang out. And so, it's definitely a thing that I enjoy doing. When I visit other people's house or whatever. It's not that I'm judging. It's just that I know. Okay. So yeah, that's how we're gonna start it. That's how we're gonna start this fucking thing, right? So like I said, it's a good show. It's a good show, but like I said, I just got back from vacation. I only went for the weekend. Friday to Monday deal, and I flew. And I didn't feel afraid to fly. I got vaccinated. you know, uh, like pretty much a month and a half ago now. And it was, so I wasn't afraid. And the flight was booked. It was full. And I didn't feel, I was great. Everybody was kind of just cool. I think everybody's was maybe a little bit happier to be flying. Maybe I don't know. But one thing I didn't want to bring up was the fact that so back in the day when when you used to fly, like the tickets were regulated, like the price range, like if you flew different airlines, like let's just say you fly from New York to San Francisco, or San Francisco to Los Angeles, right? Like that fare is going to be the same for every airline. And that was how they used to do it. And how they used to attract customers was customer service. And, you used to get, booze, freaking lobsters, whatever. But that was like the 60s and 70s, and so I always thought that was crazy, because once they privatized like flights, they just went to shit, and everybody's like stuck in there like a bunch of sardines. And And it just, if you're not flying first class, it's kind of a shitty experience. Like I got lucky this time because before I used to fly to New York, LAX to New York, and I was and that's a fucking long flight, so, but the flight that I took from from Portland to Los Angeles was gravy. And, it's like a 2 hour flight, so I'm not like stuck in a fucking can, a tin can for fucking 5 hours or whatever. But it was cool. It was cool. I always thought that was crazy though, how you know how prices were regulated, and it was the same price for each airline. When it was like, and it was really cool because they had to have custom. That's how you, excuse me. That's how they got customers to fly their airlines, was they would offer such and such. I don't know, but I thought that was real cool, and it sucks now because it's you know I don't think flying is as important as it used to be. In other words, it used to be kind of like a like a status symbol almost, and it's like a just it had you had to have some class, you know, and nowadays it's just like a big bus, it's a fucking bus, you know. But I ain't mad at it. I got these days I have this one airline that I really like using, and the planes are dope and the seats are dope, and I enjoy this airline, so I'm gonna stick with them as much as I can, and I'm sure everybody has an airline that they like using, so I found one that I really like, and so that's good. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. So I was as soon as I got vaccinated, I knew that I was gonna go see family. You know, it's been almost 2 years now since I've seen certain family members, and it was cool. Uh, California's rollout of the vaccine is just going, I think, way better than people expected, and I believe that they're gonna fully open up on the 15th. Is what I heard. Was what they were saying, was that the 15th of June is when they're gonna fully open up. So that's great. Um, yeah, I had a really cool time. I had a chance to see a lot of family that I hadn't seen in a while, so it was really cool. And I know that that's what a lot of people are gonna do right now. And I think the even the bonus is that I used my stimulus money to buy the tickets, so I didn't really pay for anything. Matter of fact, I the only money that really spent was money that I was giving away to people that I hadn't seen in a while, nieces and nephews and things like that. So it was just, but even then, I don't, it wasn't really out of pocket, so it was a win-win. It's a win-win, you know. So yeah. Um. So one thing I did want to bring up on today's show was the fact that there's way too many automated answering services. It's just, I just don't understand why there's so many. It's just sometimes I just want to get through to somebody because I have a simple question, but I just can't, get through, and I have to go through like fucking 100, press one now, press two now. I have to go through all this bullshit, and it's just I can't. I mean, if I had a chance to ask the president to do something, it would be to get rid of the automated fucking answering service. I mean, come on. I mean, that's one way we can like really get the economy back on is to hire people just to answer fucking phones. I mean, how hard is it? You know, how hard is it to for somebody just to answer the phone and to give like a legit like answer? I don't understand it. I don't understand why there's so many automated machines right now. And it bothers me. It bothers me a lot. Okay? I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, come on. I'm just saying, I mean, come on. Let's just get some people to answer phones. You know? I mean, we don't have to. We shouldn't have to fucking send. We shouldn't have to look or send it somewhere else, like a foreign country. You know, we should be able to hire a company or invent a company just to answer phones and have a laptop in front of them so they can Google stuff. And I use Google. I just use Google right now, but I'm just saying, like, for phone purposes, let's get some people, get them jobs and get them answering phones. I'm just so tired of automated fucking answering machines. Seriously, I just want to talk to somebody. That's too much to ask. All right. I'm working on my movie laugh. Because I like movies and I like going to the movies. And there's always somebody who likes to laugh at the jokes. And I get so pissed off because it's like, I want to laugh too, you fucker. And I get jealous. But I know it's like, it sounds like really stupid. It sounds really stupid when I say it out loud. But I've been working on my laugh, so I can kind of break it out when I need to at the theater. I mean, I'm trying to do this. I'll try to do one there. See, I don't like that. I don't like that one. Maybe, ha 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 ha. I don't know. I just, I miss that. I miss that. If there's something that I've been missing, it's that. It's the fucking one awkward person who laughs during the theater when they're in the theater and nobody's. It's usually like, I'm trying to think of the last time I heard somebody laugh at the theater. It's like, no, see, that was terrible. That was terrible. Maybe it's like that's I like that one. I like that one. Or you do like the see. I don't. I like the balloon inflating, but I don't think that's a good one because you can't hear it. Like, I want people in the back and around to hear me, so I'm gonna be like, you see, something like that. I could work with that. I'm definitely gonna work with that. It's just sometimes the moment passes, and so you have to catch it, right? You have to catch it. So you have to like be ready for it, and just break it out whenever . You see, that's kind of weak. That's kind of weak. Okay, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Okay. All right. I'll talk a little sports, and then I'll get into my top five. So it looks like the Lakers are gonna get bounced out sooner than later. Portland just got bounced out, and I really, oh my god, I was like, fuck. I really thought Portland would go deep into the playoffs this year. They just match up well with everybody, and I just thought that that they would make a good run this year. But oh well. Uh, I don't know what's wrong with the Lakers. Dennis Schroeder can't make a layup. Uh, and it, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen with that team. I don't think you should pay Dennis Schroeder. I mean, I thought it was a good idea in hindsight, but I just don't understand why they didn't pick up. They should have kept Rondo. Um, Clippers look like they're gonna get bounced out, and whatever. I don't really care. I mean, and then so the question is, who comes out of the West, right? Who comes out of the West? Uh, the Suns maybe. I think they just, they got a lot of talent. I would love to see the Mavs go, but right now, how it looks, I don't think. I think it's just set up really well for whoever comes out of the East, whether it's fucking Antetokounmpo, excuse me, or Brooklyn with their big three. I don't know. I don't think any team right now from the West is gonna compete with them. And so it's over. So now it's officially baseball season. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch any more basketball. I might watch like one or two of the finals, but yeah, I don't really care. Um, yeah, so I mean, there's no more teams that I would like to see, play. Fucking Chris Paul is definitely one of my favorite players, and his whole fucking shoulder is like hanging by a thread. He may get out. Like I said, the Suns are gonna get out of this round, and then what? And then lose to Utah? I don't know. Like I said, I don't really care. At this point, I don't really care who comes out of the West. Doesn't matter. I think the East is just really top heavy, and whoever comes out of that group is gonna have a huge freaking what do you call it, advantage, because like they're only gonna really play one team, on the way to the finals, and it'll probably come down to fucking, the Bucks and Brooklyn. But besides them, there's no other good teams. They're not gonna play each other until the Eastern Conference Finals, and the rest of it's gonna be a fucking snooze fest. So it's whatever. So yeah. So I mean, yeah. It's just. I think that's all I wanted to say about that. Yeah, I honestly don't know what's gonna happen with the Lakers. I know LeBron wants to play with his kid, but there's too many holes in that lineup for them to really compete. Especially because like other teams are getting better. AD will get healthy, okay, and then Klay Thompson will come back next year and play with Steph, and so that they'll be good again. But I still think they have a few holes in the defense. So who knows? I think Joel Embiid is maybe hurt, so I mean, a lot of people were picking the Sixers to come out of that group, but if Joel Embiid can't play, I don't think they have a really good chance. So, like I said, I think it's gonna come down to the Bucks and the the Nets. So, um, I think that's all I wanted to say about that. Um, yeah. I mean, I did catch a hockey game on the tube the other day, and it was really good. I forgot who was playing. I think it was uh I think it was the Penguins, or it was I think it was the Capitals. Yeah, it was the Capitals against the Bruins, I think. Right. And it was a good game. I do enjoy playoff hockey. I mean, they do ratchet it up a bit, and it's pretty cool. I do enjoy that. Um uh I know it's been a while, but anytime I get a chance to be around my brothers, we always talk about boxing. And so it's just, it's we're Latinos. we know, so we always follow the fight game. Uh you know yeah, yeah, you know when Canelo broke that guy's eye. See, I didn't get a chance to watch that fight, but uh I watched the highlights, and yeah, he broke his face. So, but right now, I think everybody's talking about the Pacquiao fight with um I think Pacquiao has a little bit left in the tank. But I think he may have bit off a little bit more than he could chew. Right, he's gonna fight Errol Spence. You see, I think a lot of people, they didn't want to fight Manny. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, and he actually got a big time fight with Keith Thurman, and he whooped on Keith Thurman. He whooped that boy bad, and Keith Thurman don't even want to fight no more. And I like Keith Thurman. I thought Keith Thurman was good. And Manny just put a whooping on that boy. And then so Errol Spence is gonna uh take a crack at him, see if he can figure him out. But hopefully he's in good shape still, because he can still slang him. But right now I think everybody's gonna wait for the Tank fight, because he's gonna fight Ryan Garcia. But Ryan Garcia is like, I don't know. I don't think they want to. I think he still needs to fight a few more times before he takes on the big ones. But because he's still like developing, I think, you know. So, besides, I think Tank is just he's a fucking he's too much to handle for a lot of people, and so if you go in there with any like kind of hesitation or any kind of doubt, you're gonna end up fucking on the canvas, real quick too. So I don't think he needs to take that fight just yet. But yeah, people were talking about Furia Wilder. They agreed to fight again. What I've been seeing about Wilder is that he's actually boxing more, and he's getting into He's more about boxing, and because Wilder never really had a style. I don't think he would just fucking try and catch you. But his stuff was that good. Like he can catch you, and if he catches you, he'll fucking put your lights out. You know what I'm saying? But he figured out. I mean, just Fury just put on a clinic last time they fought, and he just kept him away. He just kept hitting him with that jab. It's just kept him off him, and there he had no fucking answers. He had no answers. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of brutal at some time. Yeah, but I always liked Wilder, and I thought he was a good fighter, but he definitely needs to he needs to learn. He needs to learn. Hopefully, he learned a lot from the last fight, because I think it's gonna be easier for Fury, but I'm saying it's gonna be easier for Fury if Wilder doesn't change something. And it's like the simplest thing too. Like, he just needs to, maybe switch stances and jab with the left, or get in the box. Fight in the box. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, it's definitely a fight that I would want to see. Now, will I get to see it? We'll see. But yeah, just some good upcoming fights. I think we saw the Haney fight, and Haney's good as advertised, but I don't think nobody's gonna beat Canelo right now. Nobody. Canelo's different level right now. He's gonna. Right now, Canelo shits thunder, and he craps lightning. What can I say? We did talk a little about Mayweather fighting Jake Paul. The only thing I can say about that is, I don't know. It's like, I know he's given up a lot of weight, but Mayweather's champ. I think Mayweather knocks him out. To be honest with you, I know what's his nuts there. Jake Paul's a big dude, but I don't think he's ever faced like a professional fighter. Is that right? Like, no, Mayweather's a fucking professional fighter. And unless he fucking takes a dive, I think Mayweather knocks him out. I'll say fourth or fifth round, he knocks him out. But I don't know. I just think the other fight, because the thing is, here's the thing, right? If they're good fighters, there's a way for them to be acknowledged as a fighter. If they want to go that route, they can go that route and get legit fights. Because right now they're just like a novelty. They're like a sideshow. And they're still getting paid. Hey, get paid. You know what I'm saying? Some dumbass is gonna buy that fight. Get paid. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Like, if they wanted to be acknowledged as a real fighter, there's ways to do that. But yeah, I don't know, why they're getting fights. I don't know why he's fighting Tyrone Woodley. Thing is, they're getting a lot of balls right now because they've been fighting a lot of scrubs, and so they're thinking like, you know what, let's fight some real fights. So they're like, yeah, let's do it. I just knocked out some bum that we found on the street, but let's fight a real fighter now. And so I don't know. It's a big sideshow. They're almost like keeping up with the Kardashians at this point. So, I'm not gonna waste my time talking about their boxing skills. All right, we're chugging along. We are chugging along, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah. So here we go. So we are gonna start in on the top 5 list. You see, this is the part where I wish I knew how to edit a little bit better and have like a little screen or like a little banner right here, like a little top 5 list, top 5 list. That would be so sweet, like super sweet. One day, I just, I do love the opportunity to put this on, and I do, love doing this, and this is something that, it's just, like if you had to ask me, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Because this is something that we always did before there was fucking, like I always listened to news radios, or radio shows, and it was kind of, the thing. And now there's no good ones on, and you have to like really search for good podcasts. But like for me, like this is kind of what I always did, was kind of bullshit with people, whenever we had time. And so, I mean, I have other reasons why I do this too, but basically I want to share with everybody, because I don't always have the opportunity to share with people. All right. So, with that being said, here we go. Here is my top 5 movie sequels. These are only sequels. Let me just make something clear, okay? First and foremost, I do not have a PhD. I have no formal training. I put my pants on one leg at a time. I enjoy popcorn and peanut butter, but we're getting off the subject. Listen, this is my list, my opinion. You may have some, doubts or, but that's fine. If you're, don't, hey, but this is my show, so this is my list, okay? Now, and I get that. This is, let me make another point clear, is that I'm not saying that these are better than the originals. I'm just saying that these are just sequels that I enjoyed. Like I've had discussions of, sequels that are better than the original, but they're very rare. They're very rare, and I do not take that. I don't take that subject very lightly at all. I don't. So that's why I'm putting this category. I'm not saying that the sequels that are better than the originals. These are just sequels that are really good. There's a difference. I just want to make that clear. Okay. All right. Number 5, Godfather 2. I know what you're thinking right now. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, your Godfather 2 should be up higher on the list. Listen, Godfather 2 is a great movie. Okay. Al Neri. Al Neri's my favorite gangster character of all time. He was fucking homie's best friend. He was Al Pacino's best friend in Godfather 2. Anyways, it is not better than the original. I don't think so. A lot of people think that. I don't. I thought the original was way better than this part 2. But yeah, Godfather 2, number 5. Number 4 is Rocky 2. And I want to, I don't think Rocky gets enough credit because you can pick up any Rocky movie and just enjoy it for what it is. Especially the first two, even the first three are so raw. It's just like, he doesn't use any special fucking camera angles or any kind of fucking CGI. He's just, the storyline is very simple but works, and it's so good. It's so it's very unassuming and very, it doesn't condescend to anybody, and there's beauty in that. There's beauty in that simplicity that some people won't understand. But Godfather 2, Rocky 2, really good. So that's my number 4. Number 3. Number 3 is special to a lot of people. This was gonna be hard. This is gonna be higher on my list, but it made it to number 3. Anyways, my number 3 is Terminator 2. Some people think it's better than the first one. Arnold Schwarzenegger's a good guy in part 2, and then the whole fucking. It's good. It's really good. It's set off the whole fucking the sequels and all that, but yeah, a lot of people have Terminator 2 as their better than the first one, but I just loved it for what it was, and it's really good. Number 2 is The Empire Strikes Back. Special to me. I'm a huge Star Wars guy. I love Star Wars. If you can't tell, I have C3P. That's C3PO in the back there. It's always watching over me. But yeah, just with the Tong and that whole opening scene is just fucking amazing. And then it's just so good. There's so many fucking iconic scenes in that fucking movie. And I you'll never go wrong. You'll never go wrong, picking it up. So that was my number 2. My number 1 for best sequels is well, first of all, I want to say that I am a huge fan of this guy. So I have to say, I'm a huge Paul Newman fan. I have to say that when I saw this movie the first time, it totally blew me away. And just like to see, young Tom Cruise, and then Mary Stewart, Master Antonio, just completely kill those roles. And then not only that, it's a sports movie, so it's like a double entendre, and it's so good. It's The Color of Money, and a lot of people were gonna dispute that because they're like, oh well, The Color of Money is not a sequel. Well, yes, it is a sequel because Paul Newman's character is the same guy. Fast Eddie Felton. Fast Eddie's the same guy in The Hustler. The Hustler, great fucking film. maybe my fucking all-time favorite. Fucking Jackie Gleason, fucking the other homie there. You know, it's just it's really raw, and anytime somebody talks to me long enough, I always bring it up in some indirect way, or they're always gonna hear me mention it because you know my brothers. I mean, we all play pool. At least one of us has always had a pool table in their house. You know, so we'll always get on a game. And believe me when I tell you that we will play all night. I have played all night against my brothers. In some fucking gritty ass garage. So, but yeah, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I almost think that I did this list before, or I think I did movies, but anyways, the subject came up, and oh yeah, right before I cut out, I want to mention that I caught Risky Business on the tube the other day, and I was fucking, I just, it was so crazy to. I mean, when you look at Tom Cruise now, but just to see how young Tom Cruise was at that time, and then just like the total fucking the plots, and total 80s movie, and there's just something different. It just hits different now. It's just like, it's not really a rom-com, but it's not really a comedy. It's just good. And if you haven't seen Risky Business, then you need to slap yourself in the face right now. But yeah, so there it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep putting out content. It's just gonna be a little bit tricky for me, just because it's getting nicer out and everything's starting to open up. I just got my bike back, so right, that's it's not a motorcycle. It is a bicycle. I got my bicycle back. Just want to make that clear. So I think I'm gonna try to get some more books, and then maybe pedal out some places and try to veg out there. But they're coming. Like I said, I'm still gonna try and put out content whenever I get a chance. But okay, you just gotta be patient. Be patient, cause they're coming. All right. But I love y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. And I'll catch y'all next time. Love y'all. Peace. One love. One love. One love. One love.